Standard & Poor's rating agency announced that it maintains Romania's rating and the negative outlook in the long and short term in local and foreign currency, which reflects that the risks regarding the country's public finances will remain high in the coming years, despite the deficit reduction measures announced by the government. According to Standard & Poor's, the rating could be downgraded in the next 2 years if these measures are insufficient, or if weak economic growth reduces their effectiveness. The rating could also be reduced if external debt increases above forecast levels or if financing conditions deteriorate, for example, due to significant delays in receiving European funds. Standard & Poor's could improve Romania's outlook from negative to stable if the fiscal and external deficits are significantly reduced, supported by a return to economic growth. According to the rating agency, the fiscal impact of the measures recently announced in Bucharest is 1.1% of the GDP in 2025 and 3.5% of the GDP in 2026, which will contribute to reducing deficits to below 7.7% this year and to 6.4% in 2026 from 9.3% in 2024. All three major rating agencies, Standard & Poor's, Moody's and Fitch, have a negative outlook on Romania's sovereign rating, which places the country on the verge of a junk rating not recommended for investment. The ruling coalition in Bucharest has decided to postpone until mid-August the adoption of the second package of fiscal budgetary measures. The decision was made in the context in which the Social Democrats voiced dissatisfaction that they were not consulted on all the measures announced by Prime Minister Ilie Bolojan. Among the measures in this package considered by the executive for the reform of state-owned companies are the reduction of the number of members of the boards of directors and supervisory boards of state-owned companies, their remuneration as well as the capping of benefits. We recall that recently the Constitutional Court rejected ours notification regarding the first package of fiscal measures adopted by the Bolojan government by assuming responsibility in Parliament. The package will come into force on August 1st and contains, among other things, an increase in VAT rates, an increase in excise duties, a cap in some bonuses, and a cap on pensions. Three trade union federations in the Romanian education system are asking the country's president, Nicu Șordan, not to enact the law on certain fiscal and budgetary measures in the form adopted by the government. The application of the law will seriously affect both education employees and pupils and students, say representatives of the federation, Spiru Haret and Alma Mater, who emphasize that the response given on this issue by the Institute of Education Sciences supports this approach. They believe that teaching standards are at the European Union average and should not be increased, and that increasing the number of students per class will alter the teaching process and lead to lower results, including in international assessments. A delegation from the three trade union federations will submit a document on this matter to the presidential administration on Friday. We recall that the Bucharest executive has assumed responsibility in Parliament for the first package of fiscal measures aimed at reducing the country's budget deficit. And that was the news from Bucharest, Radio Romania International. Romania's governing coalition has decided to postpone the adoption of the second package of fiscal measures to reduce the budget deficit. I'm Clara Simeon with details in this commentary by Mihai Pelin. The governing coalition has decided to postpone until mid-August the adoption of the second package of fiscal budgetary measures, which includes, among other things, the reform of state-owned companies. During this period, all local investment projects will be analyzed one by one, as the Social Democratic Party wanted and obtained from its governing partners. The Social Democrats managed to impose their arguments regarding the continuation of the program during the coalition meeting, says the party leader Sorin Grindanu. Angel Shalini is a program for the modernization of local communities through investments in county and local roads, water infrastructure, sewage and treatment plants, and the expansion of natural gas distribution networks. Strategic state companies operating in a competitive market must be treated differently, the Deputy Prime Minister Ton Koshbarna drew attention in turn, referring